Hello.
Hello. Was that the right one?
Yeah, that was the right one. Yay.
I only saw half of it.
You nailed that one, Vinny. You nailed that one.
Woohoo! I've done one.
Yay.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Oh, I've changed positions. Josh, you may find that quite annoying because I did with the little clock and the thing above your head. It started to annoy me. I started going like that to get underneath it.
Oh, it doesn't bother me.
Now you've got the big weekend logo to contend
nice
with.
to over here. Anyway, hello, people. We are back for show 2 of the big weekend, a Vape Virtual Expo to your screen. I went all JA's days, do that. Ooh.
Let's not do that.
Right then, Rabbit's on his way to the shop. Superb, brother. Good to have you on. Up next, we have Wicked Addiction, we have Padstow Blends, we have
Darkstar,
and Nasty Coils rounding up show 2.
Yes.
Ooh, and breathe.
It's going to be a good one.
It's been a hectic morning so far.
Welcome to the show at last, Josh. Good to have you on now, brother.
Switch hats. No, we all look the same.
Oh, yeah. That looks white. Something wrong with it. It looks white, yours.
Yeah, it's very sunny. And like where I've moved my computer to, basically the window is now there. So it's very bright. And I can't actually change my exposure. So I can shut the curtain, I suppose. Give me a second.
And before we come checking that we are live everywhere else, we should be.
It's looking good, looking good.
We are. Check us out, round 2. Yep.
It still looks white. I've got a limited edition one.
Yeah, green, which is white in the sun.
Oh, righty.
So how's everybody? It was very interesting watching you this morning. All I wanted to do was run upstairs and get on the computer, but the wife was up here working, and I had 2 tiny terrors. So you've actually been really well behaved this morning. So
we didn't get any angry text messages from you telling us to stop talking nonsense or anything at all like that.
Afternoon, Chris.
Hello.
Anyway, I'll just do a quick what I'm vaping on because I wasn't on this morning. Why not?
Yep.
Oh yes, Josh.
What are you
vaping on, my friend?
I want my, as always, I'm on Mod Siege with Apocalypse 25. Some of Andy's. So this has got the Andy's 14 ply staples in it. Absolute fire coil. Some Cotton Candy Collection cotton, and that I'm dripping the Prohibition Riding Shotgun. As you probably all saw Vinny's review for this yesterday. The whole line is fire, really. It's really very good. And then something that literally arrived and I've literally just set up while I've been sat here because I've been waiting for a few days. SQ Topside. For the few minutes I've had this out, this is an impressive mod. I mean, I expect, again, you all saw Vinny's review, other reviews of it. Like, this is an impressive squonker, like very well built. That's got a redemption on top with my titanium cloud cap from Immortal Mods, half moon tip, again Andy's coils. And this is a bit of a blast from the past juice for me, some nasty juice, slow blow.
Yeah, delivery finally came, didn't it?
I fell in love with this stuff when it first came out. I just vaped litres of it and then I went off it. And then it got mentioned the other week and I was like, I really want some slow blow. And it's as good as I remember.
Is
It
it?
is a nice juice. It is a nice juice, Clover.
It's the only one in their range that I really like.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that with that as well.
But I love this flavour. It's really good. There's been a few copies of it.
Quite a few copies.
Yeah. There's some good ones, but nothing quite gets what Slow Blow gets. So
Anyone else changed anything they're vaping on? Paul, Chris, you changed anything, or are you still on the same?
I'm still on exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'm not changing
Same.
mine until later on.
That is one
Because
massive.
even though I love this juice a hell of a lot, if I vape it too much, it kills my taste buds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been downstairs like this morning. I woke up and I had such a dry mouth and I couldn't taste anything. So I've drank about 5-6 pints of water this morning. So if I disappear off,
Making a hasty exit.
and now I'm drinking a
The only
massive
thing that's
iced coffee.
changed for me is I've pulled out a box. I'll bring the infamous tripod up a bit higher and it gives it something more stable to stand on, so I don't keep knocking it over if I move.
You say that, but I bet the first time you move, you knock it over.
Yeah, no more luck. It's always the way.
Yeah.
What's the tech question, Christopher? What's up, Wills? Wagner, I hope you're okay, buddy. John Papa.
Afternoon, John Papa.
America.
Afternoon, brother.
If anyone is watching the little, well, it's supposed to be a little live that me, that me, Rabbit were doing, and we had John come on, and it ended up being 2.5 hours the other night, just us chatting and streaming. And John's a really sound guy. Owns a shop over there in the States. Good friends with Rabbit. Really nice to see different point of view. You know what it's like from across the pond, and cool to see another American shop, dude. Those the vape shops in the US are just insane.
They're huge compared to ours.
Yeah, it's because our rent's so high, dude.
Yeah. You have a tiny little cupboard in the wall. That's all you can have.
What are you doing?
Have a cupboard under the
Just seeing your comment there, John. I'm glad you're loving the Nautilus in there. It's so much better, isn't it?
Good afternoon, Steve Field. Redemption Vape in the house on
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be another good one.
Christopher Mosson, if one of you can quickly answer that for me.
Oh, coils. If I uncoil a larger coil for less loops, so that
Yeah.
they fit,
It will make that
should be
coil
fine.
low at home.
It will.
Yeah,
It'll change the
Generally-
ohms, for definite.
depends on the size of the coil. Like I do it quite often. Like especially with series builds, I like a low series build, like a 0.3. Lots of the ones I get are like a 0.35, so I'll generally take a wrap off, and that will generally bring it down to closer to my desired level. So yeah, it will bring the ohms down. As long as you're working safely and your batteries can handle it, feel free to do it. Just make sure when you pulse that, you do it on a regulated mod or an ohm reader of some description.
Yeah. And don't forget any adjustments that you make now after you've kind of installed them and you want to kind of bring it down a little bit. Just remember you're going to have to pulse and strum it, do all of that lot again, even if you've just done it prior to.
And it'll generally come down a bit more after firing as well. So
yeah. It's just stuff to be mindful for.
If a brand new coil reads like one ohm, it's going to 1 ohm, like 0.1 ohm. It's going to be lower than that by the time you've pre-fired it. I generally find them come down by about 0.2 when I fire my coils.
Yeah. We've got who's in the comments then at the minute. So yeah. DS scones, sweet scone. Cool.
I'm sure, Paul, you're welcome, John, for that bit of advice from Paul. And we'll definitely get you back in the show, brother. It was cool to hang with you.
I can see the Wicked Diction guys are below, fellas. Do we want to bring them straight on? Got 4 minutes until the slot.
Yeah, come on a bit early, why not? So we'll let's get the Wicked Diction guys on.
There we go.
Hello.
Afternoon, guys.
Welcome.
How are you doing, guys?
I'm all right.
Are we all well?
Yeah, about yourself.
Oh,
We're not flagging yet.
I don't know if you can see us. I'm just trying to get the best angle on the laptop, but it's a bit. There we go.
So your laptops.
All backwards.
How you doing,
So
Flex?
well being that
Your ages.
I know it's been a while.
It has been too long.
Yeah. Well, we'll be seeing you this weekend, Vinny, but...
Well, I suppose now we are, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, I mean, the main thing we're obviously doing at the minute is obviously pushing through the website. We've got a lot of deals on hardware. We've got a 25% discount running on the website for juices. It's automatic. So once you spend over 20 quid, that'll just jump straight off when you add your products to the cart. There's lots of stuff in the sales section. So obviously we've got 5 shops as well. A lot of people don't know that the Wicked Experiment, we've got a sister company, the Emporium. We've got 5 stores, obviously, which are closed at the minute. We're doing a local delivery service, and obviously we post it nationwide. So the last few weeks we've been listening and getting everything from the shops onto our website, so that we can obviously offer that service as far and wide as we can, really, just to keep people with products through the lockdown. So
yeah.
If you've got posters done, Fletch, of all the offers and everything, drop them my way and we'll share them across our social media for you as well.
Yeah, we shall.
This weekend.
Superb, that'd be brilliant. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of stuff on there. Do you want to jump in with some bits, Cal? We've got a lot of stuff on there that's...
I'll let you order to the camera.
Drop down to like sort of cost price. Your Tix kits, which obviously all probably know what a Rinco Tix is. They're on the website at tenner a kit. Obviously, we've got stock from the 5 shops, so there's about 30 to 40 on the inventory of the website. It's basically just to see people through. We've got 3 max tanks. Your 3 max tanks comes with a couple of spare glasses down there, 15 quid, I think.
Full crown 4 rig.
Full crown 4 kits at 45 quid.
With 2 batteries.
With 2 batteries as well. There's plenty of stuff on there. There's plenty of sub-ohm tanks that comes with packs of coils and stuff like that are reduced down to see people through if they can't get hold of the stock as well. Because
it was like the EXO tank, 7 coils, 12 quid.
Wow, that's cheap.
So it's just to see people through, isn't it? There's a lot of products that we can't get hold of that obviously distros are struggling, or it's just not coming in from China. And a lot of prices are obviously going up, and we're trying to keep our prices as fair and as low as we possibly can.
You've seen that a lot, Fletch, with the Chinese, especially.
There's been a bit. I mean, we use obviously quite a lot of different suppliers. We just have to jump about from like 5 or 6 distributors to get hold of products, and some's got one in 1 week. Other people are missing other bits the next week. So it's been a bit of a crazy one. Poor Tracy at home, bless her, she's been doing all the ordering and keeping everything running on that end. And the 2 guys, Chris is in the shop as well. We're literally just taking our regulated 30-minute break.
Hey, it's good to see that not everybody shaved their beard off.
No, I had to trim it. I had to trim it down for work, but it's
Hang on.
yeah, it's
Let me get a bit look, Vinny. Just look up, dude. Oh, that is tight, that mate. That is tidy. Hey, if I come round for yours and you stick your hands full of the letterbox, you want to sort mine out? It's getting a bit.
Yeah, there's literally Callum are running. Callum's doing everything now. Otherwise, we're pushing everyone to the website because the phone. I've literally had to unplug the phone line because it just doesn't stop for 8 hours a day.
I can hear it in my dreams. I'm going to need counselling after this, I think.
And obviously, 5 stores, and you've got the 2 lads behind me, literally picking, packing, sending orders out for 5 shops worth of customers. So
keeping people sweet.
It's been a bit manic, but again, local for the people in Hull. If there's anyone in our neck of the woods watching, it's a 24-hour delivery service. So orders are dispatched at 4 p.m. And most people receive them by sort of 2-3 p.m. the next day. We've got a local
wizard.
Yeah, it's like a private hire taxi. He's obviously not very busy taxiing, so he's jumped on board with us, Paul, from Super Travel Services, isn't it?
Andy knows a lot of dirty jokes, which is always a bonus.
So
After the watershed, please.
Could have done. We don't have a watershed.
And yeah, I mean, from a Wicked Addiction point of view, obviously we're still open at the unit, again, just on a massively reduced staff, to obviously reduce any potential risk of passing things about, or we're not accepting any visitors. we stocked up massively before the lockdown hit anyway, so we've got plenty of raw materials and products to keep us going. Obviously, we would have been launching our full new branding, new flavours and everything this weekend. Since the lockdowns happened, we've obviously had to put quite a few bits on pause. Obviously, once we come out of it and everyone's back in and we can sort of get back to full speed, we'll be full steam ahead with basically a full new look for the Wicked Diction brand. A lot of the branding's changing, and there's a lot of new flavours to come as well. So it's all.
The question for your flavour, I don't know if you can see it from Rabbit, one of our fellow panelists. How Wicked Diction got started, and what's the story behind Wicked Diction?
So the story behind it, obviously, we've got shops. Tracy opened the first store in 2013. We then obviously branched out. We grew to 3 stores. Once, probably about the time TPD hit. Obviously, a lot of juice companies was dropping a lot of flavours and not taking them through TPD. And we stocked about 100 different flavours in PG. And that had dropped down to about 30, 40 flavours. So to keep it stable going through TPD, we decided to look into start manufacturing our own juice. Tracy's husband, Phil, he's an engineering manager. He's built production lines before, and he knows a lot about, obviously, packaging and bottling machines and things like that. So he decided to jump from his job to basically set our lab up. Tracy and her daughter Kayla, obviously, they're brilliant at designing flavours. Kayla does all our artwork. I'm the production manager. I obviously mix and manufacture, make all the juice. We've got obviously production staff in there that run all the machinery and stuff as well. But it was mainly for that reason, just to keep us going through TPD with a constant supply for our 3-4 shops at the time that we had. Just it was a more stable environment, because it was a bit of a sketchy time for everybody, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. You know, it's if you want to doing, right?
Tracy's watching. Hello, Tracy.
The boss lady's watching now.
Yeah.
Be arguing now, guys. The boss is watching.
Look busy.
That's sort of where the Wicked Diction side, I think, has sort of come from. We've been manufacturing for coming up to 4 years in September now. So, from small beginnings to, like I say, we can produce quite a lot of juice in a week now, so it's grown dramatically in that time. And yeah, we try and keep as much stuff in house as we can. Like I say, label design, printing. We generally tend to steer away from all your mainstream vape, with inverted commas, concentrates. Your stuff like your Capellas and TFAs, we try and steer away from a lot of that, just to avoid being the same as everybody else's strawberry that's on the market. And a lot of passion and pride goes into our juices, really, which is more Tracy's forte. She's a wizard with our raw ingredients. So,
yeah.
It just sets us apart, and we believe in the quality. It's not about quality then quantity. You know, that's what we sort of thrive for, is the quality of our juice. Speaks for itself, really.
Yeah.
We've been going now.
What's that?
How long have we been doing Expo now? Because
it'll be coming up 4 years. So we've literally been up and running a couple of months before we did our very first exhibition, on a very tiny little shell scheme, and with a very.
If anybody's ever got any footage of our first expo, I'll pay you to delete it. Please delete it. It's not for any cool reason. It's not for the brand. It's simply, I tried to dye my beard, and don't dye your beard. That's the lesson I learned from that. Unless you want to look like a Bobo pirate.
I've got that one where he's in that onesie all Expo, which stunk by the end of it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Rocky start, but we're making it. We're climbing.
And again, obviously, our stand's grown at expos and things like that. We own all our expo kit, so we just keep adding to it every time we do an exhibition.
This one was going to be the biggest. But...
Yeah, but it isn't.
And it depends what they do for October. I don't know what Vapor Expo, or it's whether the government lifts social distancing and stuff like that for October, really. I
don't think it'll happen in October.
No, I don't know how we're going to go back to normal after this. I really don't.
Because we were saying earlier, the NEC's been classed as a Nightingale hospital for the next 12 months.
Exactly. So it's just a case of waiting and seeing.
They're going to do another one in October.
Yeah. So I think realistically, when it comes back, it'll be the biggest, best expo that anyone's ever been to.
Massive.
If anything, it'll probably do. There's a lot of exhibitions either in the UK or in Europe. The constant art. It's in a way, it's nice to have a little bit of a break and a breather in between. They just become the new normal, don't they? So I think again, it will. Yeah. It's not just the same old stuff, then, is it?
Well, and that's it. And as a vendor like yourself, it's got a huge cost around it as well. It's not just a simple case of you turn up on the day with your stuff and here you go. You know, you've got to put a lot of time and effort and money behind it to get a really good stand.
Yeah, it's a very, very expensive weekend to rent a piece of carpet, basically, that you've got to pay for.
You had quite a big stand in October, didn't you?
That's it. But yeah, we obviously try and go as big as we possibly can. We generally try and stick to the Vapor Expo. We don't generally do the Vape Jam in London. Obviously, that's not happening. Won't happen anywhere this year, I don't think, was it? So we normally attend most of them, but obviously we exhibit normally just at the NEC. We've done a few European shows as well. So we did Hall of Vape in Stuttgart last year. That was good weekend.
Yeah, I missed that one.
The one I really want to do, man. Love to do.
Yeah, it'd be good to go to one of those.
Yeah. It's a brilliant weekend, definitely. Weather was amazing out there as well.
Just a long weekend, innit? I can imagine from your guys' point of view, it's just non-stop. It's not just a weekend, it's getting there, setting up. It's such a long.
Non-stop. We go Thursday morning at 9 o'clock, travel across, and you're there till 7, 8, building the stand, and you know. As Trish has said, we normally have Rogue with us on the stand as well. Again, we get to see Mark, obviously, from Rogue twice a year. He's an absolute gentleman. He exhibits alongside of us all the time, normally at expos. So it's about that socialising side of it. That's what keeps you sane while you're there.
Yeah.
And like you say, you're then from the Thursday morning all the way through to the Sunday night. We pack down on the Sunday night and drive back home as well. So you get back at about 10, 11 o'clock on the night time.
It'd be a few hours earlier, but Burger King's an absolute must. So.
Yeah, so don't get me started on the Burger King.
Listen, McDonald's closed.
We have got, again, there's a few of our sort of end-of-line short fills. Which way's my camera going? It's all backwards. You've got peach and mango there on a £5 a bottle on the website. Our old cola fizz. You can't really see that, and the chocolate there on the website at a £5 a bottle at the minute. It's all inventory as well, so once it goes out of stock, it is officially gone. Gone. And then we'll be starting to roll out some of the new flavours will come in, obviously alongside the new branding as and when sort of things go through. But it's been a little bit quiet, obviously, ish, sort of on the wholesale side. It depends what people are doing, if the shops have opened or if they just decided to close for not open, but if they're doing a delivery service or if they've got websites, I think most people have a vape website anyways nowadays, don't they, for the stores. So, it's been a bit of a stressful, mad whirlwind of 5 or 6 weeks. So.
It's just like a 6-week expo, isn't it? Just you get up every day. You've got to have a few beers to do your job, and you end up crying at the end of the day, but you enjoy it. So just keep plowing.
I thought that was a daily occurrence.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I was going to say, out the range, what are your most popular flavours in the range then? What are the ones you sell the most of?
Rehab.
The Rehab Blue and red, Black, which is obviously like your Heisenberg and your Black Star sort of variations.
Mango and black fruit fizz.
Oh yeah, all day.
We manufacture, I think the current number is about 90 flavours in short fill. So there's pretty much something on there for everybody.
a lot in it.
And we do. Well, if I turn the camera, you'd see the state of the shop and the boxes are stocked.
It's not a shop; it's a warehouse.
We're aiming this way for a reason because that side looks.
That's added up.
Rather as it can be for the time being, it's function.
Function over fashion.
Yeah.
But we make 30 plus 10 mil PG flavors as well. So again, it keeps us busy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a question for you, Fletch, from a viewer, Christopher. He's asking what defines your flavors to other similarly inspired juices.
I mean, again, that it boils down to the level and effort of the R&D that we put in.
It's your fine tuning all day. You can make a blueberry taste nice, but there's other things you can do to it where you'll still get your blueberry, but there's the party afterwards as well. You know,
yeah, it's adding in the depth of flavour. Yeah, I mean, our cherry Bakewell took about 6 or 7 months to get right, and it won't leave until it does taste like exactly what it says on the bottle. That's something that we're really proud of. That if you pick up our peanut brittle, it's like eating a bar of peanut brittle.
I was actually talking about your peanut brittle in a review I did yesterday for Prohibition.
Yeah,
they do a peanut butter flavour,
right?
And that to me is very much like your peanut brittle because it's that sweet. It wasn't really a peanut brittle.
Yeah. Again, we try and use as little sweetener as possible so that the juices are obviously a lot more coil friendly. If you're mixing your juices right and your concentrates right, you shouldn't need to use loads of sweetener to hide or mask things.
It's easy to spot some companies that like to do that, just throw the sweetener at it and hope that people don't notice.
Chuck about 4 or 5% of sucralose in there, you'll mask anything and get a sweet strawberry or raspberry flavour.
I think if the company had a motto, it'd be, we'd rather not do a flavour than do a bad flavour. That's what built it all. You know, it's come a long ways. It's not been an easy job. It's not been a simple, straightforward, you spend a day doing something. It's weeks, it's months, but the end result is you've got happy customers, returning customers.
Yeah.
You know, it's carving your notch at this late start. You know, obviously it's been running a lot of years.
There you go, from Tracy there. A flavour should take you on a journey, which is a saying we picked up from a flavourist. And again, it's about the wave of how it hits your taste buds and what part of your taste buds it hits, and learning what concentrates make that happen. Like adding in an X element into a juice will make it be a little bit fizzy on your tongue, or it'll make the top of your palate sort of coated. There's lots of different ways you can play with things you wouldn't even imagine that are actually the compounds are like things like cucumber or champagne and things like that you can put in juices that you wouldn't pick out the actual flavour, but it changes the way it actually vapes. It's that sort of fine tuning and crafting, which it's taken years to perfect, really.
Okay,
that shows the dedication.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the whole ethos. I mean, even with the shops, it's about helping people quit smoking. That was the be all and end all of the shop. It was to get people off cigs and onto safer products. That was the sort of drive and the passion behind it, is to help people quit smoking.
We're slowly getting smell a little bit.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just on the website now. It's a massive range, isn't it? Absolutely massive range.
There's certain ones that are on the actual homepage, but if you go through the categories of the website, it'll list them all as individual sort of little sub-brands of Wicked Addiction, if you like. But there's something on there for everybody. That's again what we cater for. The wall, that full wall is 95+% of our own juice. We stock a few of our little brands that we've always stocked since we've opened the shop that do sell. But again, it's we've got a very good variety of juice in our own stores. which you always get asked for weird and wonderful concoctions, as you can imagine.
See that one of my favourite one of your ranges, the it's
The
great.
grape. Yeah, again,
Yes.
probably
Yeah.
our most biggest selling that and the black fruit in the fruit range.
Yeah, I picked this up back in Vape Expo,
Yeah,
and it's the first grape juice I've had because I love Waking Grape, but this
Yeah.
company doesn't exist anymore, and that was the only one I've had which actually tastes remotely like this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
they were the good old days.
Again, that's probably gone through 3 or 4 tweaks along the years, but it's I think it is the perfect balance of the right amount of grape without it being too destroying of your coils. It's
exactly. And a lot of grape flavors do taste very artificial as well.
that's it.
So it's the right balance of that. Like you say, it doesn't kill your coils like most grapes do. It's not apt to have anything else put in, so you're not apt to put sweetener or cooler in it or anything like that to make it icy. It's just a quality grape juice.
Yeah. Super. Good to hear feedback like that. Scott, Chris is using a Rogue, I do believe.
I'll get it up close, but let's see if I can wet this.
Yeah, what are you boys using?
Where's the camera? There we go. So if I just give her a
Bring it up on
little,
the big screen. Let's see it.
let's have a look.
Pull it back a bit.
Pull it back. Before we pull him back. I can't see the anger's thing.
Hold on, I'm going to put you on the full screen.
There we go. So one thing I particularly like about this one, you can see that there. Oh yeah. 007. That was actually a gift. It was a present from a boss.
Finn,
Tracy.
cut the feed off and cut your mic off if you're going to kill him.
I believe that was Kristen there. Afternoon, Kristen. Morning to you in the States.
Hi, Kristen.
Good morning.
Yeah, so that's sort of where we're at. I mean, the main thing is just getting through this sort of weird period, really, and coming out the other end still
Same.
sort of
Smiling.
surviving, basically, isn't it?
That's it. I mean, it's definitely a bit of a battle for most companies at the minute, and it's great to see companies still actually active and making some money, and because
It's the same with the shops.
companies not around.
It's the same with the shops. It's more about the service of basically. I mean, the amount of customers that we've had that have like messaged us or rang, and they're like, "Please tell me you're still delivering because I've been to garage and bought a bottle of juice and I nearly vomited."
We've all been
about
there.
providing that service, really, just so that people still can get home. And again, it keeps them at home. Like I say, we've got one driver doing our full delivery round, and he's doing a sterling job to get round to everybody. And again, it keeps everybody inside. They're not having to come out to try and buy e-liquid. So,
Well, that's not lack of a low handful trying, but
yeah, we still do get
You're
people
gonna get
on the front door every now and then.
bless. But we'll survive. We'll make it through.
That's all we can do, really. We've got no choice. We're just going to get through it.
Definitely.
We'll just have to celebrate and party harder next year at Expo, and to make up for it for the lost year. Because
You don't need an excuse. Let's be honest.
you got it, mate. It's a good excuse. And when we was talking earlier about the expenses of Expo, a good bulk of that is the alcohol. Yeah. I've been to a few expos. I can only remember 2 of them though.
It's always good when you don't need to drive to the expo. That way you can drink.
Well, that's it. You're stopping on site, aren't you? So no one needs to drive.
Well, I don't live too far away. It takes me about 45 minutes to get home via public network.
Yeah.
The last expo I went to was start at 6 in the morning to get up there, and we had the cans open by 6:30 in the car.
Good effort. Well done. Yeah. Doing it properly.
Not the guy that was driving.
Yeah, it's weird. Obviously, we'd be at Expo now. It's Friday, isn't it? You'd be halfway through the day. It is weird. It was weird coming here this morning with a bit of stock, not driving a Luton van full of Expo kit and products, and it's been a bit of a weird sort of month, really. But
yeah,
again, like I say, when it comes back, hopefully it'll be a lot better than it has been in the past, and a lot more people will probably attend because it'll be something new again, won't it?
Yeah. It's like a bit of a refresh, isn't it?
Not many times I'd rather be in Birmingham, you know. But I'd rather
Yeah.
be there.
Everything I bloody feel I have to live outside the place.
Well, it's like Christmas for us, isn't it? And this to me is like missing Christmas. I'm you know, we only get to see each other a few times a year, but when we do, it's always entertaining, it's always fun, it's always something to remember. So next time we're going to have to make it bigger and better than ever to compensate for the lost year.
That's it.
I mean, that takes all the people that you normally only see like once every 6 months. It's exactly that. The friends that we have in the industry that you might talk to on the phone on a weekly basis, but you only physically meet them once every 6 months.
Yeah.
I think my next Vape Expo, I'm going to have to bring 2 bags with me. One for the bag, yeah, and the other one just for the cans.
Definitely.
Yes. If you're running low, come and find us. I'll sort you out. We said
I'll just follow the beer can, Jeff.
Sorry, Tracy.
Yeah, I'm miles away.
Right then, guys. Thank you very much for coming
No
on.
problems.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, guys.
Give me up all the discount things you're doing. If you've got a poster, like I said, we'll get it all shared out and everything.
Too bad.
I know Tracy's sending us some liquids out for the auction, so thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
No
you.
And
problem.
keep safe.
Well, if you want,
Be
next
safe,
time I
guys.
come, I'll bring
Thank
me
you
little
very much
pint
for
glass
coming
with
on,
me.
guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Keep smiling.
We'll get back to work.
See you all on Monday.
Stay safe.
Bye.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
There we go, folks. Wicked Addiction. Absolutely cracking juice company with a superb ethos. Let's bring Rabbit on because he's bouncing around his shop.
And then he buggers off again. Josh and
Bye,
both
bye.
do that
doing the
at the same
usual
time.
double act.
Wasn't me. Don't look at me.
I think we both did that at the same time. Afternoon, Brother Rabbit. Morning.
We're on an expo, so I figured I better wear my lanyards.
I can think of that.
You got to have your lanyards at expo.
Yeah, man. How much level access?
Right then,
Yeah.
fellas. We have Matt Morris up next from Padstow Blends E-Juice. He very, very kindly stepped in at the last minute, which was superb of him. And I'll bring him on now for us. Afternoon, Matt.
Afternoon,
Matt.
Afternoon.
Hello, Matt.
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
How you doing, Matt?
We are very well. How are you
Oh, wow.
keeping?
I can't hear you, guys. Don't know what's going on
Good
there.
to see you go early. Well,
Hang on, can you hear us okay
I
now?
can hear you all now.
Brilliant.
there you go.
There we are. How are we doing?
I'm all right. Yourself?
Fantastic.
I'm very well.
Can you hear
Just
us?
say thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it.
You're more than welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
welcome.
Good to have you on.
So, Matt, tell us a bit
Sorry,
about
the sound's
Padstow
not great here.
Blends.
That's all. So I've been watching a bit of it all morning. It's been good. It's gone down well.
Thank you.
Something a bit different. So I'm going to try.
Yeah. Something a bit new.
I'm struggling to hear you, boys. It's a bit
Are
of a
you?
nightmare.
Can
Got
you
no
hear
sound
me?
coming through.
So give us a inside scoop on Padstow Blends.
Right then. Okay. Well, Padstow Blends. He's run a little small family company run by me and my wife. We live down. You can probably tell I'm not from Padstow, Birmingham originally.
Yeah, I could hear the
down
twang.
here- I hear the twang. Yeah. So we moved down here just over 3 years ago. We've been in the vape market for 8 years now. Started sort of when vaping was a really new thing. And then we moved down here and we created the Padstow Blends brand because it reflected us geographically. You know, Padstow's known for being a really foodie place, get loads of different sort of gourmet foods down here. So, you know, Summertown, you know, you can take a lot of inspiration from what's going on down here for different flavours. So I started creating stuff. So everything in the Padstow Blends brand is what I created when I moved down here, and it's been really great. You know, Padstow is a lovely, lovely place, and we feel very, very lucky to be down here.
Bit of a change from Birmingham, that's for sure, buddy.
Yeah,
Certainly is.
I've been down to Padstow.
yeah, it is a good place.
I'll be the closest
So yeah,
to you.
so we've got a range of liquids. You might be able to see them behind me here. We do 50-50 blends for, I started doing 50-50s again. We were all sub-ohm, and then we've moved. Did a range of 50-50 stuff because of the rise of the AIO, really. So this sort of thing, the Mulus and the Vupu Vinci, saw them little mesh coils. We started doing stuff to go into those devices after we'd been focusing really heavily on the 70-30 stuff for the sub-ohm. So we've got 10 flavours in that range, and we've got I'm trying to think now, 14 in the 70-30 range, and so that's what we do.
Quite a range then, Matt, you've got there. Quite a range.
Yeah, that's a bunch of juice.
It is quite a bit. Yeah, it's quite a few flavours to tickle people's taste buds, really.
So do you have an online presence as well, then, Matt, or is it
good stuff.
in the shop?
Our company's always been really focused on quality right from the beginning. I started back on a market in Dudley, 8-9 years ago now, selling stuff.
I know Dudley Market.
Dudley Market, yeah. And I started there. Would you believe I started there in November and did through till the March? And Dudley is the coldest place in the world. Right on the top of the hill there, man. I swear, I had the whole winter there. It was ripping a gale, freezing cold, but it got us going. We were selling. What were we selling? Kangatech stuff. Juice was from China. It was Hang Seng, Debang. And how I got into blending the flavours, I've never really done anything with flavours, but it was making me. It makes your tongue furry. Remember that stuff that used to make your tongue go furry?
Yeah.
I thought you've got to be able to do better than this. So I think I bought the first lot of concentrates from the Alchemist cupboard. It's great to see them still going, so they've been around for a while. So I bought them from there, mixed it, had a little go, put a few on the market still for people to test, to try the flavours, and all of a sudden they kept coming back. So cutting a long story short, it sort of snowballed quite quick from there, because we sort of started way back when vaping was really just becoming a thing then, sort of 2012. People were noticing it. So we got into it. And so the wholesale business started. So we created the brand, and it went, it just went from there really. And I've been doing it for 8 years now, which is just crazy. It's gone so quick,
What's your top selling liquid, Matt? Your flavour wise?
I think he's got a slight delay.
Matt, what's your top selling liquid, like your top selling flavor?
Top selling flavour, which sells more than anything else, and has done since the start, is chilled cherry and blackcurrant.
Ooh.
It's more of a blackcurrant juice, but I always wanted to do something with cherry. But for years and years, I don't know whether you guys will agree, but cherry just tastes like marzipan. It's just got that marzipan smell to it. And then the flavour house we work with, they're a great bunch of guys. They're a really youthful business. All the guys who are in the creating the flavours are all really young, so they're all really inspired to get the next best thing, next best flavour. So they sent me this new cherry that they come up with, and it just tastes like, when you buy fresh cherries that's soft in the supermarket, still on the stem. And that kind, like a proper cherry, not marzipan. So I went away with a blackcurrant, and it's kind of like a ribenery blackcurrant. I always like blackcurrant with a hint, only a hint of anise or aniseed, not too much. Just boost that flavour. and we put a bit of chill in it, and what they call like a medicated flavour. So it tastes a little bit sort of, how can I put that? Yeah, slightly medicated. So it gives you that like eucalyptusy kind of feel. And people have just got on that one, and they've really, really enjoyed it. So it's that's our bestseller. That's our bestseller.
It sounds really good.
Yeah. Oh well, cheers, man. And with all this obviously stuff going on, and I'm sure you talked about this all morning. You know, we set ourselves up to release some more flavours for the 1st of May, which is obviously today. You know, we could have held that back with everything that's gone on, but we've decided to go for that. So we've got 3 new flavours coming out, 1 dessert and 2 fruity. So we've got a frozen mango and blackcurrant. There's a forest fruit slush and a creamy Cornish custard, which is the same, similar flavour to what it's our best-selling flavour, would you believe, in the 50/50 range. Creamy Cornish custard. And that is down, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on these AIO things. I can see, obviously, you guys use a lot of mech stuff. Ah, there you go. Yeah, man. There we are. Everyone's on it. Yeah.
We've all got them as well.
So I want to, somebody said to me, a good friend who's heavily involved in the vape market, said, dessert juice didn't work in 50/50. So I was kind of, don't tell me you can't do something really. So I went off and created that flavour. And I've done 3 dessert flavours, and they've gone down really well. So,
that's something I was just looking at myself actually on your website.
But from a flavour point of view, I've got the Mudus there, and little 0.7 Nautilus mesh coils. They're just
excellent.
There we go.
Exactly what I use in that.
They're just amazing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, these are so good, but for what they are, they're brilliant. The flavour's excellent. They're pocket friendly.
Flavour-wise, is just tremendous.
So Matt, like Vinny was saying earlier, if you got a good social media presence or a website you want to put on the comments, so the people viewing can jump on and check your stuff out, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, any post.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Well, what I was going to do as well, guys, if I can, I really appreciate you guys letting me on such short notice. I really appreciate it. I've got a discount code. Can we do that?
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
Discount code. So it'll be VE for the Virtual Expo 2020 on the website. If people apply for an account for retail, they can, if they put that in the email part and the notes where they apply for the account, if they go to our Facebook page, they can apply straight off there. It just goes through to the website. And for wholesale as well, if there's anybody out there who's interested in, the Padstow lens line, same code VE 2020, and obviously we'll know they're a shop. So yeah,
fantastic.
Awesome.
We'll make sure it's on the page, definitely.
And I need to send you guys some juice to try as well. Have any of you ever tried our stuff? I'm sure Bryn, you won't have tried it, but
I've not bought a bottle, but I've tried it. So I've not bought a bottle, but I've tried it. I've tried a couple of them. Local shop at
Has anyone tried it now?
I haven't.
I have. I've tried it.
You have it? Oh, cool, man. What did you think?
It's good. It's really good. Excellent juice.
Nice.
I tried it in my local shop.
Break down in the time of the feed, guys. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Does that sometimes.
So you guys got any questions for me?
I do. So what got you into vaping? Like what made you start your vaping journey?
What made me start? Right. Okay. A long story, but I was involved in another business. Would you believe I used to play full-time golf for a living all over the world, European tour and all that good stuff. And I got out of that, and I kind of fell out of love with golf. I'd done it for a long, long time, and I found myself, to be honest with you, in a bit of money trouble. And vaping had just come around then, so I thought I'll have a go at this. And I thought, and it worked. We used to smoke and smoke and smoke on the golf course. I might as well have been sponsored by Marlboro Light. Honestly, it was ridiculous. We were just smoking all the time, and this amazing thing came along mouth to lung vaping, and I just got it. You know, I really got it. And then because I wasn't, you know, money was tough. A friend of mine started a wholesale business over Lichfield way, and he said, "Well, why don't you go to the market and sell the product?" And no, one of the best stories I've got from seeing people, and because we're a wholesale business now, we don't really deal with the end users as much, which I do miss. When I was on the market in Dudley, an old lady came up to me, and very strong Dudley accent, and said, "I want to try this. I want to try this." And she looked really old. You can imagine in the winter, everyone's pale anyway. And she was sort of bent over and she didn't look too well. She smoked 40 fags a day, and she had this little ego thing off me, 18 milligrams, like banana flavour or something. And 2 weeks later, I saw her. Oh my God! I just could not. I could not believe how much better she looked. She was almost stood more upright. She came over and hugged me, said, "Oh, I can't believe how much you've helped me. It's changed my life." And, you know, from that moment forward, it's always, and that's, you know, what more can I say?
That's what it's about.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. And that, fair play, man. And that is what, you know, that's what vaping's all about, you know. And what I've noticed since we've been doing a bit more retail is, you know, and certainly down in Cornwall, we're a little bit, you know, maybe a little bit behind with there's not as many vape shops, you know. It's not as in people's faces as, say, as if you're in Birmingham. People just don't trust the vape stuff as much as maybe they do in Birmingham, say. You know, it's that don't quite get it, but we've you know, we've just set up a little shop. You know, would you believe we're just about to open the week before lockdown, so that's put the kibosh on that. So we've had no customers yet in the shop. I'm sitting there, no one's been in. But yeah, you know, vaping is an amazing thing, and if people can just get heads around it, you know, get themselves a good device. I'm sure you guys will agree. You know, if they get the wrong device and the wrong liquid, they're scuppered from the start, really.
Yep.
You know, they've got to have a good device, something that they're going to get that flavour, man. They've got to get the flavour. They need the nicotine. And it's got to be a good experience, easy for them to fill, good battery life, which is all available now. You know, going back 2012, it wasn't available. You know, the tanks weren't great. There was none of this around. You know, the coils were poor. They used to burn out. There used battery issues everywhere. You know, there's no reason, in my view. You know, there's 7 million people still smoking in the UK. There's 3.6 million of us vaping in the UK. There's no reason why in 5 or 10 years. I'd love it to be sooner, but let's be realistic. You know, smoking's a thing of the past.
Yeah,
definitely. Totally agree.
100%.
Yeah. It'd be nice to see no smokers at all.
It would, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be great? It'd be just awesome. People who don't vape just don't realise how much better they'll feel. That's what you can't get across to them.
And the crazy part is, like, the future's now. We have something to change it. We have something to save people, to help people, and it's our obligation to get the word out. We have to get out here and, you know, let people know, listen, you don't have to kill yourself with that anymore. We have a plan. We have a life-saving technology sitting right here. Let us help you. Like, that's what's important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's getting the word out about the good products out there that ultimately will save people's lives, or, you know, it's gonna give them a longer, healthier life. You know, I mean, I was, you know, from my own personal experience, like I said, I mean, I'm not lying when I said we might as well have been sponsored by Marlboro Light. I mean, it was just, we used to smoke so much, you know, this was my mid-20s, really, mid to late 20s. And, you know, now, you know, I go running, you know, I run 10 miles a week. I go out on my bike. Even when I was in my mid-20s, I couldn't do that when I was smoking. No. There's no way. And I'm not going to say how old I'm a lot older than that now. so yeah, you know, in my 40s. But
I haven't paid
It's
anything.
definitely
Sorry.
it's the way forward for everyone. And if we can just keep this advocacy going, things like what you guys are doing, it's a brilliant idea doing the virtual expo. Fair play, man. Fair play.
Thank you.
Get that word out.
Thank you.
Thank Josh. It was his drunken idea.
How was it?
Yeah.
It's brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant. And I want to say a big thanks to Amar from Vaporoni. I know, Vinny, but Amar.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thanks to Amar as well for putting me in touch with you guys to be able to do this today. We really appreciate it. It's great. It's great for us as a business. And
yeah, we love Vaporoni.
yeah, Vaporoni. What a shop he's got, by the way.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Man, it is. It really is. And I'm not saying it just because Amar got me to obviously put me in contact with you guys, but that really is the sexiest shop. It really is.
It is.
He's done such a good shop. I love that. What's he got in the end there? A deer's head.
Yeah.
Mate. Yeah, it's amazing.
I've not seen it.
Go on the website.
It really is.
Go on the website. Vaporoni, the inside of their shop is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get a call on his slot. I don't know if Amar's coming on.
Yeah, they've done it out so well.
Yeah, I think he's on tomorrow, I think, isn't he?
Yeah.
They really have.
Yeah.
They really have.
Does anybody got any more questions?
Yeah, any questions from any of the viewers, the leaguers, anybody watching?
I'm just having a look through.
Trying to make sure no one else asked anything.
Yeah, man, we appreciate the support for today. So thanks for coming on.
Definitely.
Having you.
I loved hearing your story, man. Like that's what it's all about. I love hearing about the old lady and how you helped her. Like that's amazing.
Zippy wants to know if there's anything new coming flavor-wise.
Well, yeah, he said he had 3.
Yeah. 3. Yeah, 3. We've got frozen mango and blackcurrant. We've got forest fruit slush. So I love the idea of the slush flavors, but a lot of them have been done to death. Blue raspberry slushy and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And for the time of year, there's all the all the hawthorn bushes. There's all the little dark fruits about at the moment. So what I wanted to do was get something with all dark fruit berries, blackcurrant, blueberries, blackberries, raspberry in there, and then do a slightly. It's not like cold. It's chilly, but it's not cold. It's not like rain freeze. With the slush notes at the end. So it's it's good that. I'm just waiting for it to come. It's coming on Monday. So I've had they're shipping it. So yeah. So
yeah, because for me personally, I'm the same.
The creamy Cornish custard as well.
Yeah. See, because I'm a fan of the slushy. I like the slush juices. I just find that they're always too cold. I can't vape cold juice anymore. So it's nice to have one which isn't overly frozen. So you don't get brain freeze when you hit it.
It's a bit like Josh's vape put in the fridge.
Yeah.
Seriously, man, I don't know what was on this morning. I spent about half an hour looking for my mod earlier and I found it in the fridge.
Right, Rhonda, I can actually answer that, being I am actually a diabetic. No, it doesn't. I vape some extremely sweet juices, and I find it doesn't really affect my blood sugars at all, which is kind of surprising considering your body's absorbing everything. It just doesn't seem to. It just doesn't seem to do anything to my blood sugars at all. So
I know Matt won't hear me say this, but obviously, sweeteners aren't actually sugar; it's sucrose. So even if you ingested it, chances are it would not affect your blood sugars that much, even if you ingested it, because it's an artificial sweetener, sucrose.
Exactly.
Yeah. If I remember right, it's sort of similar to what they use in the Canderel and things like that, isn't it? If I remember right.
It's the core ingredient of any artificial sweetener. No, can you hear me now, Matt?
I can set, guys. 1 sec.
No, I guess not.
No, he can't.
I don't think you can.
I think it's weird.
I think he's got a slight delay, but he seems to be able to hear Rabbit all right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he is down in Cornwall, so you know.
And I got that turbo Wi-Fi.
It is quite nice to actually see someone that actually was selling close to home for me, and actually their business started off on a market that I actually quite know well. As well, it is. I wasn't expecting that actually.
Well, it just shows what you can do with love for the industry, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, prepared to stand out there saving people's lives on a cold market
Oh
stall.
God, I've been up Dudley Market like November, December time, and my God, it's cold up there. When he says you're up a hill, you are literally up a hill.
Oh, yeah. My little stand that I used to get was right by the grocers there. I've never seen a grocer so busy. It was just unbelievable. And oh man, the wind. Oh, dear, you used to come up the hill and just cut you in half. It was not a pleasant place to go shopping, really.
Was there any other places around the Midlands that you used to hold a market stall?
And no, I just did there. I was there for about 6 months. And the wholesale business just took off really. You know, it just went like that to a point where I just couldn't go to the market because we were selling, you know, we were just selling so much on the wholesale side. We had to unfortunately knock it on the head. But the plus side to that was round there. We started supplying a few of the vape shops that started to open. So that was good.
That's awesome.
It's always nice to hear little stories of companies, you know, where they started from, home roots kind of thing.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's something, you know, a lot of the businesses have started from, even the big ones, you know, started from something quite small. And, you know, I know the guys who own Flavour Vapor, which are down in Plymouth, you know, they exactly the same as me. They started off on a market stall in Plymouth, and before you know it, you know, it seems within no time at all, they ended up with 40 shops, I think they've got now, you know, and they wholesale and they do all sorts of stuff. But they were very much like me, you know, saw that this thing could really, you know, give up smoking using vaping. And they saw that, you know, everyone should be doing it. And that was the big driver for the business, was to just get it. It wasn't to make money, do you know what I mean? It was about, you've got to try this, you know, obviously you've got to make some money out of it to carry it on. But it was more about getting the product in people's hands than, you know, the money side of it.
Yeah, I know.
With the same goals as us, just get people off the smokes onto the vapes, or even if they choose to quit vaping after a while, at least they're not on cigarettes. Yeah.
The stinkies are not good. They are just not good for you at all. It's I'm so glad this came along. You know, I can say this has definitely saved my life. So, for sure, I'd be in a much worse place if I didn't have vape stuff. You know.
Same here.
I mean, I do sell home, but I mean, how much do you guys constantly? I saw you obviously pull up all your little AIOs. I see obviously you guys have all got the mech stuff. How much do you mech versus how much do you AIO these days, would you say, throughout the day?
I'm 80%.
What's that?
Yeah,
sorry?
I mean,
you're 100% mech.
100%.
Yeah, I don't have any little IOs and that lot. These are my dailies, like a hog stack 21. That literally I daily these.
Yeah, I'm probably 90% mech.
Like we've got a guy. There's another little business down here down in Newquay called Kerno Coils. You guys know him?
I know it.
Adi Jones.
Yeah.
He's on a few build teams. I think these guys who build the coils, it's like a dark art, man. I don't know how they do it. I'm sure you guys can go, I can do coils or whatever, but Adi does an amazing job, and he's just like you, Chris. All he does is mech all the time, and he's got these unbelievable builds. But it's just, I just found, I used to mech quite a lot, but I just found this is just so much more, I don't know, convenient for my lifestyle, I suppose. But you're sort of not sacrificing on flavour to a degree. I know it's not the same as, using RDA. But I just found that, using that was just suited my lifestyle more. But I do build all the flavours on a mech.
Yeah.
So I use a single coil. I've got a recurve single coil RDA that I use. And it's got like anything at 80 centimeters normally 0.25 to 0.3. And I build the flavours on there and then work it back to make sure it works in, because, kind of mechs are a niche in a niche market, aren't they? So we always try and get something that can be used on both, really.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it.
Well, that's a good thing about these AIO devices, because the Nautilus mesh coil. That's the good thing about these devices, the AIOs, because a lot of them can still use the 70-30 juice. So yes, the flavour will be different, but like you say, going backwards.
Got no sound again. Sorry.
Got no sound. No, you can't hear me.
Got no sound again. I do apologise. I couldn't hear you.
It's fine.
Oh,
it happens.
It
keeps dropping in and out. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's your signal.
It's my signal.
I think you've got. Yeah.
It probably is. But you know what? In Cornwall, there's a bloke in a shed peddling at the bottom.
Tell him to pedal faster.
Honestly, the Wi-Fi signal is not good around here at all. It's not great. It's about as super fast as a snail, really. I mean, where are you guys at the moment? Then you in whereabouts are you guys based?
I'm in the United.
Well, I think mine's kind of obvious where I am.
Yeah. So you've got good broadband. You got good broadband.
Oh yeah.
Then.
I'm in Devon. I'm not too far up the road.
Josh said he's not too far from you.
Well, I am. I'm in
Vinny's
Devon.
from Grimsby.
Yeah, it's far enough.
Oh, Grimsby. Okay. So you've all got good Wi-Fi then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Vinny.
No, my kids they play.
Someone explain to him that he can't hear me, please.
And they're always
Have you been able to hear Vincent at all?
Right. It is. It is time.
Could you hear Vinny talking at all?
No.
That's crazy.
For me.
Right. It is time to wrap the slot up.
I think some of it's come in and out, so I do apologise.
Well, Matt, before we let you go, we just want to tell you thank you so much for coming on the show. It was a pleasure having you. And if you ever need anything and you want to shoot us your website, we'll get it put up on the page so everybody can check out your juice. And we just want to say thank you, and we appreciate you coming on, brother.
Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate your time, and thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, you can't hear me, but thanks for coming.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
He couldn't hear you.
He couldn't hear me at all. Yeah.
Vinny just goes to the savage cut. I said, bye.
No, that was Rabbit. Rabbit gets to the point.
Rabbit gets I was trying. It was difficult. It's a tricky one. But Cornwall is it's not going to have the best signal down there.
He seemed like a really good bloke, though, man. I like the story, and the story of the old lady really touched me because it's kind of how I got started and wanted to do this is because of the same reason. So it was really nice to hear that. It's all about helping people, man.
Okay, it looks like we have a slight change of schedule coming now. Does somebody actually know what's going on, please? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, Vinny, check the chat, the comment chat, private chat. It's in there who we need to get up next.
Right, does he know this?
Yes, he's ready.
Nelson?
Right, basically, it looks like Dark Star can't make their slot, unfortunately. So we're going to get our next slot on slightly earlier than planned.
Okay.
Is it ready?
So
we'll get Nelson on here, and we'll sit here and jibber jab for a little bit before he gets on. I hope everybody's enjoying the show. We got a lot more coming. We got a whole.
Yes.
Just means that Ian gets to come and hang with us for a lot longer if he wants to.
Yeah,
which I'm sure you'll love.
That's fine, man. Ian's a good guy. Ian can talk and just chill and chat, and we can talk about coils and a few builds. If anybody's got any build related questions they want to ask in the chat, Ian Nelson coming up from Nasty Coils in a minute. He'll be happy to answer. So
I can't wait to meet him. I haven't met him yet.
Right. Zippy's down there, so I'm jumping off for a bit, guys. I'll be in chat as and when I can be. Keep watching. Subscribe if you've not, people who are watching. Please, guys, it's in your hands now. Please look after my baby.
Love you, Vinny.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, Vinny. We'll see you in a bit.
And Zippy's come on, so bye, Alex.
Yeah. Fellas, I'm not stopping on. I'm only coming on to update what's happening, so apologies. Well, Darkstar can't make the 3 o'clock slot. They're in work, so we're going to try and juggle something to get them on Sunday after the generosity that they've shown. So we'll sort that. He's in work today and tomorrow, so he's tried his best and he can't. So Ian Nelson, Nasty Calls, is waiting for his link, and you will have him on for 3 o'clock.
All right, I've got to get Ian his link then.
Yes, please, man.
That would help. He kind of can't join us if he hasn't got the link.
Oh,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Check the chat and you'll see I put in there.
Yeah, I'm on it. It's going to take me a second, all right? So,
all right, wicked, man. So I'll catch you all in a minute.
Yeah, I've just
Love
got
you, see you later, Zippy.
All right, bye-bye.
Can you all still see me?
While the king's away, the jesters will play.
Apparently, Ian has the link. So,
I see how it is, Chris. We're jesters. All right, then.
That's all we are.
I thought we were
Ian
all.
has the link. So when Ian's ready, you can come on and we'll just chat for.
Chris, I wouldn't let Vinny think that he's the king. That's just a bad idea.
Vinny's like, shut up, Chris.
As you came on sort of mid-show, what you vaping on, brother?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't vape.
Do you even vape, bro?
Do you even vape, bro? Actually, I'm on my trusty old rudder by Omir. And
such a bad name for a mod.
I love it. Well, it's got a rudder on it. That's how you adjust it. The little dot. But cool. I got my old OFRF with a Half Moon coal miner redemption tip.
Nice.
And on my slim piece tonight with my M-Turk V2 because I have to have it so I can drip my crack.
Still on it.
I can't wait to try that crack though. It's going to be headed this way soon.
Yeah, it was supposed to go yesterday, but the parcel was overweight, so I had to bring it back.
Damn parcel.
Carried it all the way there and had to carry it all the way home.
And at the minute, the post office close to me is closing at like 2 o'clock, so I couldn't make it back in time. So I will get out there at some point tomorrow and send it when we're on lunch or something. Run over, get it out. So,
said, hey, I'm one of you guys. He's a jester too.
So apparently Ian does have the link. So when Ian's ready, you can come on and we'll get that going. But there's no, I mean, his official slot doesn't start for another half an hour, but that's no issue.
Half hour if he wants.
What time is it there?
3 p.m.
3 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, because it's 10 here. Okay, I was just making sure. So we just got to wait for him to pop in, and then we can put him on. Give him a little bit extra time.
First of all, I'd like to say, great morning session this morning.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah, it's been great.
Thanks to everybody watching.
People talking.
Zippy said that Ian's just waiting on his link.
Vinny said he had the link.
Oh, he might have sent it to him.
I'm gonna find Ian and message him quickly and make sure he has the link. But I don't know.
Oh, there he is. All right.
There
Welcome, Nasty Coils. Let's give Nasty Coils a big LXV welcome up in this piece.
Yeah,
hang on 2 seconds. Let me just sort my volume out.
Nasty, what up, man?
What's up?
How you doing, bro? You all right?
Yeah.
Oh, not too bad.
How you finding the lockdown?
I think he's loving it.
To be fair, he
no,
was doing that same face in October Expo as well.
Yeah.
What, banging my head off things? Yeah, I do that quite a bit.
Explains a lot.
It's a pastime.
Well, Ian, like the normal, we're gonna pop you on and tell us what you're vaping on right now.
What am I vaping on right now? I'm on my Wasp Nano Aegis Mini with some glass pound cake. On that one. On my stacked 1111.
Nice.
Some Baker's Fog custard tart.
That's a real good.
That's about it at the moment. Oh, and I've got a bottle of Shy Tots Cineum.
Oh, okay.
Knocking about as well.
And your Coke.
And my Coke.
It looks like we have very similar taste in juice.
Yeah, I've always been a pudding vapor.
Yeah.
I've been vaping now nearly shy 10 years.
Bloody hell.
Started mainly because one of my twins has a heart condition called pulmonary stenosis. One of his valves doesn't close properly. So me and my wife both decided to give up, and I started vaping. My wife, on the other hand, she started vaping, but it didn't agree with her. It was playing with her asthma. So it's been one of them. She's also got other medical conditions, and she's struggling health-wise. So it's one of them, basically. I'm full-time carer for my wife and my two kids that still live at home.
Not easy. Not easy.
Nope.
Well, I wanted to.
That's better.
I wanted to ask Ian how exactly did Nasty Coils get started? Where'd the idea come from? What got you wanting to start selling coils and stuff like that?
How it came about was I was buying RDAs, and we all know them back in the day, those nasty, horrible coils that came with the RDAs that were, excuse my language, a bag of
shite.
Yes, shite. Yeah. I just decided, well, I can do better, and I'd been messing about with the sub tank on the RBA section, and I'd been doing that for a good 6 months or more, and I just dropped onto that, and I just decided to start making coils for myself. Well, people had noticed that I was making coils, and it's like, you should sell them. I don't know why. They're good. You should sell them. So it's like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. Started selling them to mates, and it just took off from there. We're not a big company. It's pretty much it's basically to help with my mental health. I suffer with depression, and the big man upstairs decided it'd be a great laugh that I have an adverse effect to antidepressants. So yeah, basically antidepressants, they work like laxatives for me.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, the big shitter.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
I was honestly going to say I'm glad you touched on the mental health part, because a lot of people don't understand that vaping's not just about, you know, getting off cigarettes. It helps a lot of us in multiple ways.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! As I say, I build to zone out and getting my own space.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good
fresh build.
So if any viewers during any of these live feeds have any questions for the guests, just pop them in the comments and we will push them ahead.
Oh, we'll definitely get them up. Definitely get them up.
Yeah, nice. Oh, fuck's sake. I had these burning nice and equal, and then I put the top cap on and knocked one.
Oh no! And you know, a coil maker is going to be very. I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say now. Pedantic about its coils.
No, it's when I've knocked it and it turns around and starts hot spotting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better. Whoa. I thought I'd get all these lined up and rigged up, ready to go, and then it's not too much to be messing about with.
Oh, we've had you on early, so thanks for coming in and filling a bit.
It's okay. So that's my timekeeper that I've just done with my apocalypse.
So a lot of us guys saw you at
one aliens.
Saw your expo on the the last expo on the
oh geez, yeah. I've done, that's now my 1, 2, 3, 4 fourth or fifth expo on the build team.
Yeah.
And man, literally, I came and watched, came and chat to you for a while, man, and you were just knocking out coil after coil after coil. It just
should have done. Just bear with me 1 sec. Dog, stop being a dickhead.
This is what we call real life, people.
Yeah, it is real life.
My dog's on the bed. On a bed.
No, mine was locked in the kitchen, and she's sitting there at the gate. Bella, behave. Now she's just been let out. She's just into everything. Been a dickhead.
Yeah, Stephen says he didn't even manage rebuilding.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, that was Zippy, not Stephen. Sorry.
Pardon?
I said that was Zippy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you always.
Yes, you can have something to eat, mate. Time it's 3. It's just gone 3 o'clock. Make yourself a sandwich.
And we've had our first streaker.
Yeah. Come here, let me beat you with a big stick. Yeah, my kids don't bother with me all day. As soon as I come on live, everything starts up.
It's the way it works, man. It's God's law. It's the way it always happens.
Yeah.
Always happens.
Hang on, let me just get rid of that.
So I got a builder question, Ian.
Yep, go ahead.
What kind of wire do you use or prefer? I
prefer an 80. I started off on Canthol, but found out it makes me cough. So I ended up finding N80, and I've been predominantly building with that for the last 6 years.
Do you use like Kidney Puncher or Twisted Messes or any brand?
I use a UK brand called.
Please say Karma.
Hey?
Please say Karma Wire.
No, Juice Junkie.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
Not Juice Junkie.
Craig is absolutely brilliant bloke. He's part of the build team. And, it's one of them. Basically, I used to use a company called Raffle Wire as well. But unfortunately, he's one of the businesses that didn't make it through various
attacks.
Yeah, he basically got done over business-wise, and the company didn't make it, which is a big shame. Because they used to do some absolutely brilliant competition wire.
We got a question. Is there we got a question from one of the viewers. What defines or differentiates your product from others on the market?
Basically, I've never claimed to be the best. I vape. I build what I vape as a lot of the time. If I don't vape it personally, I don't build it to sell it. Never have done. I do this not as a money making venture. Yes, it pays for itself, but that's it. It was never started up to be a big venture to take on the likes of N-Turk or other big coil builders that are out. This has always been for me and for my mental health over anything else. If people like my product, they will come back to me. If they don't like my product, there's more than enough out there to take the pick from.
Yeah, without a doubt. You got a fan in the chat. Nick says that he loves your fused Claptons.
I do have to say I have tried Ian's calls before. They are very good.
I will be trying soon.
Now, is there any tips that you could give to any people that are actually wanting to start out building for the first time ever?
Like Chris.
Basically.
It was actually Ian that actually helped me out with the fused Claptons.
Yeah, it's basically a thing of practice. Time, patience, practice. Never go into it as in, I've got to make this work. I've got to make this work, because you'll never do it. The more you try and force something in making wire, the more wire you waste. Been there, done it, got the t-shirt, DVD, and the soundtrack of me crying multiple times.
Is there any certain hardware that you would say to keep away from for those that are learning, and recommend anything for them to use?
First thing to get your hands on, ohms reader. A good ohms reader. If not an ohms reader, if you haven't got an ohms reader, but you've got a good, reliable, regulated RDA, not RDA, mod, I use the drag. The chipset in it is absolutely bang on. That, because I basically burnt through that many ohms readers it was getting beyond the joke. I was going through an ohms reader a month, and it wasn't just the small little coil master job. I was going through the tabs. I'd gone through 2 tab 2s, a tab. I've lost count. I've got a graveyard box in the garage just with dead ohms readers in it.
Bloody
I then bought this, and it's been in my build kit from day one. It's been a lifesaver.
It's exactly what I use to test my arms when I build up my fused Claptons and that lot for my mechs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've even had a USA ohms reader, and what I found with the USA ohms reader, it's actually lost me a wholesale contract. Was I'd put in 0.1 fuse. I'd give them they'd ask for a load of 0.1 fuse. Somebody had come into the shop, asked for them to install it. They'd installed it, put it on the USA ohms reader. It reads at 0.05. I'm like, you what? It says your coils are reading 0.05. It says, hang on a minute. Grabs a pair of 0.1 fuse, installed them, lobbed it, and what have you. Tried them on my drag, 0.1. This is what ohms reader using, USA. There you go, USA. Fired them up, took it straight off the one, put it on the other, and there's a 0.05 0.5 difference, and I was like, no. And as I was sitting there talking to him, I actually watched the ohms creep up as the coil cooled down, and it's like, nah, I can't supply your coils if they're reading that. They're not reading that.
So he didn't even preheat them and set them?
Pardon?
Did he preheat the coils and set them?
Yeah, preheated them, set them, and everything. The only thing that was left to do was to wick them up. But he'd done that on a Mac, and then dropped it from the Mac onto the USA ohms reader, and it read 0.05.
Huh.
I did exactly the same.
Yeah, Vinny said he's running all of your nasty Claptons in all of his mechs at the moment.
Yep. I've got to get Vinny's address for auction price.
They must have had a shit ohm reader.
No, it was a genuine USA ohms reader.
Is that a company, USA?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's supposed to be the best in the market.
I got a DNA ohms reader. It's like a stabwood little DNA block.
Christopher S. Monson has asked, is there an equivalent of knitting patterns for coils?
Knitting patterns?
For coils.
That would be interesting.
Braiding is the only other thing that comes close to like knitting. I've tried doing a weave pattern. It takes ages, and it's an absolute pain in the backside to get right, and to get it to look right. As I say, braiding is the. Let me have a look.
It's a very difficult art to get.
Yeah, braiding. I do basic braids to an extent. I don't do slenters or anything like that. Basically, time and patience and headaches stops me from doing that. But yeah, it's. Braid is, as I say, braid is the nearest you'll get to like a knitted style pattern, and the gauge wire you'd need to use it's going on 38 to 40 gauge, and it's going to end up like mesh.
And you find as well that a lot of these really complex designed coils may look really nice, but they vape like
they don't vape. Yeah, oh yeah, they vape like absolute cack. Yeah.
A lot of the builds you see on like Instagram and stuff from coil builders are more to go. You can do this. Have a look at this. It looks amazing. It looks cool.
Oh yeah.
They're not really for actually everyday vaping. You know.
A good fuse, a fuse or an alien is perfect. Like you don't need all that other stuff.
A dual core, tri-core fused, or a simple 0.1 alien.
Yeah.
0.11 alien, banging.
I mean,
also depending on the build, I used to run a profile, and I hated the mesh, but I used to run a single braid, 0.2 braid, and that was absolutely banging on my rage. I used to absolutely love it.
And that's it. You know, you find the coils that you like in certain builds and certain RDAs. Like, not every RDA is designed to take the same sort of build. So it's about getting it right and what you like at the end of the day. What one person vapes is not going to be the same that everybody likes to vape. You know, I like to vape low and hot. But not too much that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of them.
So how many coils can you actually make in a day? Like just a general day?
I've pushed it to nearly 500 sets in a day.
Jesus.
That was getting ready for Expo.
Your hands must be like this afterwards.
Yeah, they did get a bit locked up for a little while, but it was it was intense. Normally, by now, if you see me on a Friday at Expo, I am bouncing like a flea on whiz. Simply because I'm shy on sleep, and I am absolutely buzzing my balls off. Right, here's a little something for the auction. 5 sets of 0.1 tricores. 5 sets of 0.11 aliens. 2 sets of series. A set of single coil 0.15 MTLs. One, two, three. Three sets. 3 lots of single coil 0.15s.
Nice.
2 bags of cotton candy.
Ooh.
1 hexohm battery belt bag, belt unit.
Nice.
Very nice.
2 rubberized silicone drip tips.
Oh, he's getting all these goodies going for the auction, guys. And we've got this auction next weekend.
Yeah.
Save some cash.
It's going to probably take some time for us to auction everything off over time.
And 1 brand spanking new Twisted Messers C24, unopened, given to me by the man, by Twisted Messes himself.
Look at that there. Thank you very much.
That was given to me at the last expo. I'll also throw in the black. Hello, mate. I'll also throw in the black TM24 Ultim top cap.
Nice.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good show, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Thank
So
you.
if you get Vinny to give me his address, I will post all that lot off to him.
You could just send it to me. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, something tells me we won't say that again, Rabbit.
I'll be like, Vinny, all I got was a set of coils. I don't know where all the other stuff is.
So Ian, what's your go-to build and what's your most popular build you sell then?
Yeah.
It varies from time to time. It can be the Aliens 0.11 round Expo. It's usually the series. But yeah, I've always got in 0.1 fused, 0.11 aliens, 0.1 aliens, 0.2 fused, 0.1 tricores, a handful of braids, and I've just started doing a load of the mouth to lung 0.7 mouth to lungs, which I use on personally my Wasp Nano.
Nice.
What's your most favourite coil to build?
Favourite coil to build? This is going to sound absolutely balmy, but I love building fused Claptons. I can just switch off and just burn through them. It's a lot easier than aliens, braids, staples. Excuse me 1 second. Bella, fucking lie down. Yeah, and it always has been like my go-to shut-off build where I can just sit there and bang out
zone out
numbers and just zone out and just wait, come to, and I've got like 30 or 40 sets built an hour later.
Yeah.
And what's the one set of calls that you really don't like making?
Aliens.
You don't like making the aliens?
I hate them with a passion. But
all that decor.
Is
it all that decor? Is it the decor side of it and stuff like that?
Decor, I cheat when it comes to doing decor.
Do like a no stretch?
I do a no stretch, but pardon me. But it's the actual wrapping it together, because you've got to stay on it day after day after day after day after day. You take a few days off and your muscle memory just disappears. I've actually been getting ready for last October Expo, and I was sitting there, couldn't get it for days. I just no, fuck it. Excuse my language. I'm not doing it. And then I just decided, I'll give it a try. And I got it. And I spent day after day after day doing it. And what's your best coil for longevity? That'll be a simple 0.1 fuse, dual core or tri-core fused. I've got one lad who has got a set in the last time I spoke to him was 18 months ago.
Oh dear.
And he's still running them. Coils for me personally, they don't last 2 weeks, if that.
Lummy Nick.
Yeah, it's simply because I'm building. I'll build. I'll try something new because one build will work well on one RDA. It won't work well in another. It may work well with one flavour, but won't work well with another. That's the problem with vaping. It's so much of a personal preference. What I say may not work well, works absolutely fine on on somebody else's device, or you could have three of the same units all set up exactly the same, with the same juice, same coil, same batteries, and give them to three different people, and they'll all say something different about it.
That's it. Vaping is very personal. So.
Oh, yes, very much so.
So, Ian, I got a question that I've been asking everyone that's come on. What exactly got you started on vaping? Like, how did you find it? And what's your story of getting off of the stinkies and focusing on just the vape?
We all have the little ghost in the cabinet. Well, this one's mine. It's a 650 milliamp Ego battery with a CE4, and it's still got vanilla custard in there.
You see my tattoo on my hand? That's what I started with. The same thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Same thing.
And it's I know every now and again. Oh no, and it still works.
That's awesome.
Oh, you don't want to hit that. No.
10 years old.
Well, that's the way it works, man. If you bring out an old device, dude, you've got to hit it live on the show. Doesn't matter.
No, but the airflow's buggered.
Probably gunked up from over all that time.
I'll soon fix that.
I've just realised how much of a long task it's going to be being sat in this chair all weekend.
That's why I'm standing up right now.
You need a donut.
Dave, I've got some stuff around somewhere. Problem with this chair, it's like one of those height adjustable chairs, but the height adjustment is broken and it's too low. So like, but luckily I can stretch my legs out, so that's all right. It works. But yeah, aliens are hard. I was looking at the comments here. Lots of people commenting on aliens, how hard aliens are to build.
Oh yeah.
But sorry, back to your story anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I say, I've got twins. Both of them you've seen there, hovering in the background. The one that was having a bowl of cereal behind me, he's got pulmonary stenosis. One of his valves to his heart doesn't close properly. And yeah, me and my wife, we both realised that smoking wasn't doing him any good. It wasn't doing us any good, so we just decided bugger it. Gave up. Unfortunately, my wife is back on smoking. That's mainly down to her bipolar. And doctors advising her it's not the right time to be going through any major changes with due to her medication not being stable as of yet.
It sucks.
So yeah, we're playing the game of experimentation with medications. She's also got other medical conditions, endometriosis, fibromyalgia. She's got a tumour on her spine. which they won't operate on because of pain medications that they've given her. That's affected a bowel, so her bowel doesn't work properly. Due to a major cock-up with our first child's C-section, they managed to stitch her bladder into the C-section scar.
Oh.
With our second child, they went straight through, sliced straight through her bladder.
Jesus.
So our bladder's buggered. And since lockdown, we've just found out that she's type 2 diabetic as well.
I know that problem. Pain in the arse.
Yep. Oh, that's a bit tasty. But yeah, this is why you may see me on for a couple of months and then I'll disappear. I'm active then for a little bit, then I'll disappear because I've got that much crap going on. Unfortunately, yeah, with my mental health, I shut down. I've got a few people that will check up on me, how you doing, and what have you. I don't, because of addiction problems, I don't like taking pills. Who's that? Vinny?
Yeah, I'm the same way, Ian. I've been clean for a little over 6 years now, and I deal with a lot of stuff too that we've talked about on the show quite a few times. I have severe anxiety due to PTSD, so
yeah,
and it's helped me drastically because of it. And honestly, I want to say from the league and all the leaguers, man, we're sending love and positivity your way. I know it's hard right now, man, but you got that love you, and we're here if you ever need to talk.
It's, as I say, it's one of them. I don't actually suffer from addiction. I have an addictive personality, but I don't get addicted to drugs, if you know what I mean. I get addicted to, if I'm building, I'll build, and I will build, and I will build, and I'll build. My fish tank there, when I start messing about with that, I will spend days on that.
Yeah.
Just trying to read it.
Something that takes over, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like when you're on something, you're on something, and that's your mindset then. But
hell yeah! I had to come off. That tank was marine at one point, and my addiction grew to I put 10 grand into it, and then with my wife's health failing, my mental health failing, the tank failed, and it basically got wiped out. It got wiped out a couple of times, and it's like I can't do it anymore. And I actually hit that point, that wall of I cannot do it anymore. I cannot sit there and watch my living reef just die and melt and waste away. So I've gone back to fresh water, and that gives me a lot of enjoyment. Still, it's not the same, but it still gives me a lot of enjoyment.
Is it a tropical build?
Yes, it's a tropical build. It's running. It's got gouramis. It's got paradise fish. It's got breeding plecos in there. Big angel.
Angels. They tend to be quite vicious, aren't they? to other fish?
They can get quite territorial. I've got a breed of fish that's actually extinct in the wild, Lake Centani rainbows, a couple of cories, and it's a big house for a lot of little fish at the minute.
One of my favourite fish are the Siamese fighters. They are really beautiful fish.
I used to love Siamese fighters. My last big tank before this, which was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It was a big 5-foot bow front, 300 litres, and it shouldn't have existed because everything in there wouldn't coexist. But I had multiple male fighters with multiple female fighters, with guppies, with even a couple of frogs, big puffer fish.
Well, yeah.
But everything seemed to coexist, apart from when the guppies were starting to get ready to release the babies, and then the female Siamese fighters would kill them.
Well, we got Zippy commenting, and he says, Ian, what's next up for you plan-wise?
Next up for me plan-wise? Dinner.
I think he meant for nasty coils.
Nasty coils. At the moment, we're just plodding along, me and Chris. It would have been good to get Chris on as well, but he's looking after his kids and what have you. But yeah, we have got plans for merch and everything, but unfortunately, the way things have turned out, financially wise, I had the finances there to start bringing out a new merch line, but then had to use it to pay bills over Christmas. And
well, I tell you what, if I can help or any of the guys can help push the brand a little bit, you let us know, and I'll help.
No problems. Thank you very much. I'll also sort out some coils for you guys yourselves for review, for enjoyment, and what have you. I go a lot on. I never, as I say, I never claim to be the best. My wife turns around and says to me, I make a product that works too good. Because every order that I get lots of people make orders, but they come in every 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'll have X amount of this. Okay. I'll have X amount of that. And it's like, well, I've just put my last set into here, and I've bought myself I'm buying myself a new RDA. Get some posters.
Yeah, we got a lot of people offering to help get the word out.
What I'm planning at the moment is I've right next to my camera, I've got a desktop CNC.
Nice.
And if it works, I've got some things planned on there at the moment. I'm also looking at making get rid of that. Some custom vape stands. Ignore what's on there at the moment. Some of these are horrendously old. Like an original,
stand like that.
Like an original battle cap that I haven't used in years. 22mm goon.
Nice.
Oh, they're hard to come by, they are.
Yeah, you don't see many of those around anymore.
Lawson has asked, how many staff do you have on hand, building and distribution, etc.?
There's me and Chris. That's it.
Yeah.
So just the two of you doing
Yeah,
it.
it's just the two of us. It was me up until last May, and then Chris is a coil builder that I know who he shut his page down, and I asked him to join me at Expo at the May Expo to help out, and it got his enthusiasm back in it to start building again. And he was there. Oh, I want to get going back. I want to get building again. Okay. Wait until after Expo had finished, and I turned around and I says, "Well, you want to start back? You want to start building again, but you haven't got the money there to go out and because you've got rid of everything. His build rig, he got rid of all his stickers, his labels, his wire that he wasn't using on a regular basis. Got rid of everything." So I turned around and says, "Well, here you go. Here's 1,000 packages already done, and what have you. All you got to do is get your wire. We'll help you build a build rig, and what have you. Do you fancy joining me?" And it's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Okay." He says, have a think about it, because it's one of them. You working, what have you. He says, "Nah, I'll do it." So that's how Chris came on board.
I think it's, with coil companies, it's difficult to have a lot of staff because you've got to make sure those coils are up to the quality that you want them to be. You know, the last thing you want is somebody else coming on board, making an inferior product, and that can eventually lose your customers. So
yeah, I've seen it where with another local builder who used to just specialise in aliens, and I've never tried his coils. I used to talk to him, what have you, but again, never tried his coils personally because I was vaping on my own. I was constantly vaping on my own, and I still am. Last Expo, I was given coils by Coil Turd, M-Turk, and J-Bo, and I still haven't touched them. The J-Bo coils, they will never get used. Same with the M-Turks. I like to collect builders coils, if you know what I mean. If they're well known, I do like to keep certain bits of memorabilia.
Yeah.
The Coil Turd, the M-Turks, and the J-Bo were all given to me by said builder. Something else I'll never get rid of is that is the last October Expo pass, exhibitor pass, with Coil Turd's sticker stuck on it by Coil Turd, Twisted Messes sticker stuck on by Kent Hill. In the corner there is Grim Green's signature. This is Grim Green's lanyard from last Expo.
Jesus. I gave my lanyard to Zippy because somebody, for some reason, decided to steal his. literally towards the end of the day on the Sunday. It was like there's literally no point in stealing it.
Oh, don't even get me going. Last Expo.
Yeah, you had a mod stolen, didn't you?
Yeah.
I had a mod. I had a Galaxy mod stolen, which had only been given that day.
Bloody hell's it? Rab.
Whoa, what you got?
You muted, Rabbit.
There was a question there by Zippy. What's your favourite go-to RDA?
Desert Island RTA. If you had to pick one, RDA. If you had to pick one.
Desert Island RDA. That would be. That'd be my goon.
Goon. Yeah. We all pretty much like a goon here. On the flip side of
that one's my.
The goons are great builders RDA though. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of possibilities.
That's my goon. That's my goon 1.5. That's my 22 mil. That's a spare 24 brass. That's my titanium. That's my stainless. I've got another one floating around somewhere.
Yeah, titanium.
That's my titanium.
That's your Mick.
I was a bit of a goon fanboy. Still am, to be honest. What I'm after at the moment is a copper sleeve. I've got a copper deck.
Yeah.
I've got a copper top cap. I need a copper sleeve.
Nice. They're hard to come by.
Yeah.
They are very hard to come by, and it's for one mod and one mod only.
The problem with the copper goons and even the brass goons is obviously they're soft, so it doesn't take much of a drop, and your goon's gone.
It'll be going with this one.
The rig.
Yeah.
The rig legacy. That's the legacy. It's number 75. Low serial number. My goon deck, my copper goon deck is again another low serial number. So that stays pretty much in the case, apart from when I'm using it. Another good one is a drop RDA. Oh, Asgard. Asgard's a nice RDA. Where is it? These coils here were actually put. Oh, you got the M-Turk.
I love this RDA.
Oh, so that's why that's been a bit slow.
I've got a brand new copper apocalypse there.
Ooh.
Josh is holding out on paper there. What's your least favourite RDA?
Least favourite.
Just need to go.
Let me have a look. The recurve is one of them.
Loads of people loved it. Loads of people hated it. That
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't
pretty much Marmite RDA.
I hated the recurve.
Yeah. There's that many different RDAs that I've had, I've tried, I didn't like, and I got rid. I just, there you go, have that. It is mind blowing. But yeah, the recurve's in there. This is it. I've tried a lot of RDAs across the time. If I don't like it from trying it, I'll never buy it. If I never buy it, I don't have to complain about it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're the same as me. I always try to try an RDA if someone's got one before I would purchase one. You know, especially if some of them a lot of money. Like same with RTA. Well, any real device, I always try it first somehow.
Oh hell yeah!
There are the odd things I'll take a risk on, but
I think my least favourite one is the Drop Dead. The rabbit.
Yeah.
I just found it very spitty RDA. It's just didn't like it.
I never got on with any of the Dead Rabbit series, to be honest with you.
The Dead Rabbit V2, that's not a bad little RDA, to be fair. All RDAs have good points and bad points.
Oh yeah.
Basically,
there isn't a perfect RDA out there.
No.
There's always going to be some slight niggle. You know, it's. But you know that you can't make an RDA do everything you want it to do, because otherwise it wouldn't be able to do the things you liked in the first place. So
yeah,
you're not going to make an RDA that.
Somebody mentioned the Asgard. Well, one of these coils was actually intended for the Asgard. Oh,
nice.
That is hitting. It's chucking.
Yeah. It was. I do Asgard coils, and a lot of them have been requested for a triple stack or a hog.
All right, so Ian,
you gotta love a hog.
Before, I think we're coming close to our time. Before we let you go, I want to ask you if you could give us the link to your page or website or any way that the viewers can get a hold of you to order coils, and we would get it.
You can get a hold of me on Instagram, Facebook, via Nasty Coils. One word. I don't have a website simply because my turnover isn't regular enough to maintain a website and keep it up and running. So it's all done usually through Instagram or Facebook at Nasty Coils.
All of us definitely want to say thank you for coming on, especially coming on early and hanging out for an hour.
No worries.
It was an honor. It was an honor to have you on and finally meet you in person, or at least in person.
What's my original slot? 3:30 to
3:30 till 4.
Yeah.
4:20.
Okay.
4:20.
4:30.
4:20.
Oh, I'll stay on. I'll stay on if you want me to. If you don't, you want me to pee off, then I'll pee off.
No, stay on a little longer.
You're good. I do have a question.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been to quite a few expos, and since we are doing the live expo and streaming it,
yeah.
Why why don't you tell us your best experience at Expo and your worst experience at Expo?
Best experience at Expo.
Good question.
Ooh. I've had quite a few weird ones. When I first started Nasty Coils on Instagram, I went to one of the expos, and I'm just plodding around. I'm not minding my own business before I joined the build team, and next minute, how should we say, well-endowed ginger female. I know you. American accent. I know you. I'm like, quickly going through my head. No, I haven't slept with an American. I haven't slept with a big-chested, red-headed American. What have I done? What have I done wrong? And she's, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, whoa, okay, that just blew my banner. That proper just, whoa. Got talking to her, and she was working for Elysian Labs.
Oh yeah.
And she goes, what's your flavour profile and what have you? I was just custards. Oh, you'll love this. Okay. Give it a try, and it was ambrosia. Oh my God, it was absolutely gorgeous. It was the cinnamon custard, but it's like
I know you're
sweet custard.
Yeah.
It was a sweet custard with a slight, not overpowering hint of cinnamon. And I cannot get this bloody stuff for love nor money now. I should have bought a lifetime supply of the stuff, because she gave me a 10ml bottle, and I drained that, and I spent another 2 hours then afterwards trying to walking around, trying to figure out where she was. Found her the next day, bought a short fill, and I should have bought like 2 or 3 bottles of the stuff. As the bottle was getting further and further down, I'm like, no, I'll save that. But it's so nice.
I've had that many times with juice.
Yeah, and I've had annoying moments at Expo, not ones that have got me angry. Yes, someone nicking my mod. That pissed me off, but it didn't make me angry. One that annoyed me was when the year I started on the build team. I went to go and talk to Steve Massing on Crafty Coils, and he turns around and he goes, talking away. So someone comes up and says, "Have you got a series build for this?" He says, he has a look. He says, "I haven't, but I can build you some." I said, "There you go, build box." I've got a little case with about 500 sets of coils in there, and so there you go. Oh, you install them there, your coils. I says, I can't. All my build kit is over at Ultimate Juice. He says, "Yeah, borrow my kit." Okay, borrowed his kit, put the install in, and then somebody else. "You haven't got a set of series coils." "No, but he has." Okay, fair enough. After the third person, he turns around and says, "Piss off, I'm going to get you your build kit. You might as well make some money out of it." Because I've literally walked around Expo in like 2 hours, and I'm like, "No, I'm bored." That's half the reason why I went to go and speak to him in the first place. I'm not juice orientated. I'm hardware, wire, something that will help me build. And unfortunately, there's nothing like that at Expo. Yes, you've got crazy. Well, you had Crazy Wire, you had Coil Master, but Coil Master, they had a load of stuff there one year, and they had this ridiculous sized set of pliers with all your stuff you need for building. I'm like, how much? Oh, it retails for okay. I love it. Not for sale. What's the point of bringing me something? Teasing my pecker with one of these things. I've got my money out, and then you're saying, nah. That's like taking me to a whorehouse and saying, nah, you can only look. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, it's amazing how many companies do that as well. Expo.
Oh, yeah.
That really annoys me. It's so annoying.
Smock last year. I was running my Nords, and I happened to manage to burn out 2 Nord coils. And I'm like, no! Went rag it up to Smock. They'd got all their pristine cabinets and all full of stuff. I'm like, have you got? Yes. Right. I'll have 2 or a box. Just, I need. Not for sale. Wholesale only. Well, what's the point of you being here? If you want wholesale, you might as well just stay at home and stay in China and
send your emails.
Just send your email address. Because there's no point actually you being here if I can't get what I need. I need a set of coils. Or I need a coil for my vape. And it's like, I can't. What's up, guys?
That's all right. It was mainly for rabbit.
Yeah. And it's one of them. Again, with the pod systems, the amount of the pod systems that were there, they looked the absolute bee's knees. And they were offering a great deal. It's like, okay, where can I get the coils from? This remote site in China. Why? I need, if I'm going to buy a piece of kit, I need to know that I can get the coils for that kit here. That's another reason. That's another reason why I started on the RDAs.
Yeah.
And another reason why I started building, because I'd got given tanks, I'd won tanks, I'd bought tanks, and it's like, okay, here you go. Here's this nice tank. You've got 2 spare coils in there. Blah blah blah. Cool. Use them coils. Go back to the same shop I bought it from. No, we don't sell them. But what's the point in selling the tank then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I came off tanks. I've got an absolutely wicked tank in the garage. The Heracles, not the Heracles. Yeah, the Heracles. I loved that. Burnt through the coils. Couldn't get coils locally because I like to support local trade. And nowhere locally sold the coils, even though I bought the tank from a local vendor.
I've had that happen. I've been in and bought like a particular pod system, something like that, and you run out of coils. Your pods burn out. You go, oh, can I just pod this? Oh, we haven't got any. Well, if you're going to sell the product, you've got to be able to me to come back and I want to support you. But how can that happen when you haven't got the stock? You know what I mean? It's
exactly, and that's one of the biggest kickers for any company. If you're going to buy stock, make sure you've got the accessories to go with it. Mm-hmm. Because that way you guarantee you've got repeat custom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I build. I don't advertise, but I do N90 builds. They are a bit on the cheeky side. They're for a lad that I know knows what he's doing. So it's like, right, okay, here you go. I don't normally sell lower than 0.1 ohms. For the simple reason being, I like to keep my customers safe.
Yeah.
I have customers that I've known for years, and I have been in the vape industry or around the vape industry for 10 years. And it's not a case of contact. It's not a case of big-headedness or anything like that. I've got to know quite a few people in the industry that actually have been in it for the love of it. Some have been in it for the money and for greed. A lot of those that have been in it for greed are no longer in it.
That's it. It's got to be a passion behind it, and passion shows through. Like every guest we've had on so far today, you can tell they've got true passion for the industry and for vaping, and it shows through and it shines through. And that's what makes a company last in this industry.
It does if you joined.
That was good, man.
Don't know. Ziff will tell you. He's been to my house. I am what I am. People take me for what I am.
I can honestly say, I mean, I've known. How long have I known you? About 4.5 years now.
Yeah, about 4.5 years.
Yeah, we started. I mean, I first spoke to Ian when I was with Vaping Vapers. Funny enough, we were doing a vendors weekend. That's how me and Ian met. And I can honestly say, with regards to him, he is how he is. He don't hold any punches, man. He's throwing down the line. So.
I'm still about. But yeah, it's one of them. I'm one of these. I've seen the Facebook groups change a lot along the years. From a lot of them have gone from the community side of things to advertising to not so community or community based. Yeah, that's a lot of the reason why I don't participate in Facebook as much as what I used to. I used to be on every Facebook group on the planet.
Yeah,
I may not go in and shout and say, "Here I am. Here's my coils." People that know me and know what I do will come to me. There's times when I'm low that I cannot keep up with demand. I've had one when I was going through my breakdown 18 months ago. You put an order in and it's like, yeah, I'll do it. That's mentally in my head. I'll do it. He inboxes me and turns around and says, "You sent them colours off yet, mate?" That was a month later. I turn around, I'm like, shit. Sorry, man. It's on me. I actually video called him and said, "Look, I'm going through a bit of shit at the moment. My head's, if you want a refund, I'll give you a refund." He says, "No. You get them to me when you can. It's not a biggie. I'm not desperate for them. Sort your head out." And I turned around, I done his order. I actually doubled his order for him. And he got his order. A week later, he put in another order for the same amount of coils. And it's like, on the inbox, I'm in no rush. And I'm not saying that I am always feeling down or I'm always low, but there are times that my head just melts down.
Yeah.
I will sit there and I will get up. I was literally getting up, doing the school run, coming back, sitting on the sofa, curling up and going to sleep. Wake up, go to the school run, come back, cook dinner, curl up, go to sleep. And that's basically what I'd done for 8 weeks. And my head just... my house became an absolute bomb site. I struggled to get up. I struggled to move, motivate myself. My get up and go, got up and buggered off. Well and truly. I spoke to my doctor about it, and he's like, "Here you go. Here's antidepressants."
Yeah, I mean,
well, I says, "What these?" He says, "Oh, yeah." It's just, they weren't like the laxatives. They're just not doing anything for me. Or if they were doing, they put me on fluoxetine, and my head was in a good space, and it started to kick off the getting better process. But because of the laxative effect on it for me, I wasn't eating. Or if I was eating, I'd have a bag of crisps a day. And 4 weeks of that, I looked in the mirror and I looked like my cheeks had sunk in, my eyeballs had sunk in. I'd got big black rings around my eyes. I looked ill. I looked physically ill. And I just turned around and said, "No, I can't be doing with that." So again, I spoke to the doctor. He put me on diazepam. So now I've got diazepam. Don't need to use them unless I start to get worked up, anxious. I think you call them Valium over there, Rabbit.
Yeah, I think that's called Valium over there.
It's on the phone. Yeah, I've got Valiums there. Diazeprams. I haven't had to use one this year, which is good. I still have my ups and down days. Don't get me wrong. The alternative to that is hitting my drinks cabinet. Not thanks to, but I made a promise to my wife that I would never turn into an alcoholic due to the way she was brought up. And I made that promise. There's been times that I've sat there and it's like, I want a drink. But I know I wouldn't enjoy a drink. You know, if that sounds odd, if you know what I mean.
No,
you sit there and you sit there and crave a drink, and because I made the pact with my wife, with the fact of I don't drink in the house on my own. I'm a social drinker, so I can sit here and see all my favourite drinks that I'd love to go out and get absolutely hammered on, but I won't touch it in the house on my own.
Fair play to you, man.
And I know that I'd kind of enjoy it, but I wouldn't enjoy it. If you know what I mean. I've been out with the family, and it's like, oh yeah, we're going to this pub or that restaurant or this one, and it's like, okay, I'll drive. Well, my wife said, well, I'll drive on the way back. No, I'm okay. I'm good. I don't need a drink to have fun, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm the same. I haven't drunk for 7 years. So. You know what I mean?
Part of it for me is my stag night. I got spiked, and I used to love lager, but because I was spiked and I was still tripping 20 hours in, I haven't touched lager since. I've been married now nearly 12 years.
Yeah, fair play.
And I haven't been drunk. I haven't been drunk in them 12 years. I can count them. I can count the amount of units of alcohol I have per year on my two hands. You know what I mean? I haven't had a drink this year at all. Last year I had 3 drinks, and that is literally 3 alcoholic drinks through the entire year.
Sorry to interrupt. I've got to have to bounce, so I'll see you all later. Bye.
Yep, no worries, mate. You take care, and
you have a good time. Keep safe.
And you, mate. No worries.
If you ever need to talk, don't forget. Don't worry about you boxing me. Always reply.
Yeah, this on a serious note to
anybody, do, mate.
And anybody watching, and repeat. All of us are always around to chat at any point.
Yeah.
If you're feeling like
if you need proof that you can get through it, if you need proof that you can get through it, check out.
Yeah, and if someone is worried that they're going through a breakdown or any kinds of mental health illnesses, and they just want to talk, get advice, I'm here. I suffer with depression myself. I have my son who suffers with depression. I've got my eldest who suffers with anxiety. My wife who suffers with bipolar, PTSD, anxiety, agoraphobia. It can quite easily snowball into out of control, and I've got scars which I don't like due to self-harm, and I don't want to see others go through that. Half of what I do with Nasty Coils is to mainly just communicate with people, get talking, especially at expos and things like that. Expos are a different kettle of fish. Yes, it's going out, it's networking, catching up with bods that you haven't seen in 6 months, and sampling, seeing what's new and out there. As I said, I'm very fussy on my juices. So going to Expo for me is I actually find it boring to walk around as a visitor, because you walk around and you get X, Y, and Z companies. Hey, try my juice, try my juice, try my juice, try my juice. And it's like, dude, my next words will be offensive. You know what I mean? And it's like, huh? Excuse my French, fuck off. And it's like, but that's not nice. It's just, I've got my hands full. I'm carrying an absolute shed load of stuff, and you're there shoving a mod under my face and saying, "Here, try my juice." You know what I mean? Have a bit of common sense. You know what I mean? If someone's there, if a company's there, would you like to try this? Happy days. You know what I mean? Or come and have a look. It's like, yeah, okay. Let me at least go and put this slot where I need to, and I'll come around in a little bit. You know what I mean? And engage us properly. There's a lot of force selling and force advertising there at Expo.
But do you think that's pressure of the market at the minute, though?
Yeah. For the likes of me, I haven't enjoyed it walking around an expo as a visitor in 3 years, and that's not just through force selling, wholesale only stands. There's Expo says they try to cater for everybody, but in reality, it's people that have got the money to buy the stand. They've outpriced themselves from a lot of small companies that are doing a lot of good work and a lot of innovation for the company, for the vape industry as a whole. It's a lot of it's a lot of not advertising. There's so many juice companies all fighting for the same money in the industry. There's a lot of mod companies out there that are all fighting for the same cut of that. They're not catering for like coil builders. They're not catering for DIYers that much. They're not catering for like a couple of years ago. There was that many cotton companies. They had Swag. They had COTN. They had Cotton Gods. They had the white stuff. Vape laces. They were all there. I tried to look for a decent cotton company the other in last October. Couldn't find one. It was all stands that had got cotton in, but they weren't actually cotton companies. The amount of years I've gone as a builder looking for like a wire company for things to aid in building. There's nothing. When I was DIY juicing and started off DIY juicing, there was nothing there to start DIYing apart from a bakery company doing. This is my first expo. The first ever expo, there was a bakery company doing flavorings, and that was it. There's nick companies there, but they won't do normal, like, not selling nick shots for people that are buying, that are getting short fills at expos. Because a lot of them, you get your short fill at Expo, and you're not getting your nick shot because they haven't got nick shots, or they've forgot to get nick shots. Like Fogstar wasn't there at the last Expo.
No, Fogstar not being there last Expo was really crazy. I mean, usually at Expo, what I'll do is I'll go first stop at Fogstar, I'll go and buy some new batteries and stuff like that. And
hell yeah.
You're going to be there, and they said no, we're not there this time. It just seemed crazy. So but the expo's definitely getting every time I go, it's really geared to one type of thing. So like pod systems.
It used to be It used to be when it first started. The first couple were a mixed bag. Then when they brought out the October and May was all juice. October was meant to be all hardware. But it's not the same. And to be honest, I think Expo as a whole has got greedy, and they're charging a hell of a lot of money for the 3 days. I know vendors that have put 50 grand by for 3 days.
It's a lot.
And yeah, and they're not making that money back. You know what I mean? So if you're talking like UJ or V-Juice, they're spending 50 grand upwards per stand.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I'm not going to cut the conversation too short, but we are going to wrap up for a break in a minute shortly.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, no worries.
Just so everyone can go and eat and.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I didn't mean to disappear for a while. I had to deal with some customers, but
yeah,
I had you on the whole time listening, so it was actually great to hear your story, man. And you know that the LXV's behind you 100%.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah. Anyone if you need anything at all, you can literally hit any of our inboxes, bro. We love you, man.
Yeah, and I will do. I will need your address, Rabbit. I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you a care package.
Robert's getting all the care packages. He's getting a few different sets of UK coils.
My evil plan is working.
But there's only one thing Rabbit's bothered about from the UK, and that's the fudge bars.
Oh my god,
Rabbit loves fudge bars, man.
I love them.
I'll have to send him a Karamak.
Oh, there we go. That's
up in the game. That is.
Oh.
Yeah,
where's it gone?
I think we're going to wrap up now for a break. It's slightly.
Where's it gone?
I think all of us need to take a break, and we'll come back to you. Well, our next guest is going to be Ron from Waltz Wellness and BMF Labs. So our first American, well, apart from Rabbit, obviously.
Well, he's eating UK snacks now, so he's one of us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically just a UK in the Americas.
Yeah.
An honorary Brit.
Yes. I see myself as a Brit for sure.
But yeah, I think we're going to wrap up now, take a bit of a break, and we'll be back on with Ron. We'll be back on about half 5, 4:45, I think it is, the next slot.
6
is the next slot, but we'll be on a few minutes before to get everything ready and pop in and see you guys and do all that. And it'll be
for the US guys, that's 1 o'clock for all our US viewers.
Yeah, that's 1 o'clock EST, yeah?
Yep, Eastern Standard Time.
1 o'clock EST for the American viewers. Then we've got Ron Peoples Jr. from Waltz Wellness and BMF Labs. Then after that, we've got Acapella from AMC, and then we've got Oggy from Morningstar seeing us out for the Friday. So
Oggy the dancing midget.
Yes. Oggy's one of those guys, man.
Damn it, I got another customer calling. Hey, I love you guys. I love you, Ian. And I'll talk to y'all later. Ian, you need anything, you hit me up, bro.
I will do, mate. You take care of yourself.
Right, guys, I will see us out. Ian, anything you want to say before we go?
It's been. Thank you for having me. I know I haven't read the comments. I did have this phone set up to read comments, but I've ignored it.
It happens, bro. It happens.
It's one of them. I did have plans of sitting that way and have both phones next to each other so I could read the comments on one and what have you, but my phone wouldn't sit up properly, so I've ended up having to support it somewhere else. But yeah, thank you for having me on. Vinny's given me his address, so all of this
Cool.
is
Right,
all
I'm gonna try and work
gonna
out
go to.
which one the outro is.
You set it up.
No, we did.
So
We did.
all-
It. Oh yeah, man. Thank you very much for that, Ian. That's
no problem.
That's what we're watching next weekend. It's going to be amazing. A huge lot there from you, man. So thank you very much. That's fantastic.
No worries.
No
worries whatsoever. If it supports a good charity, I'm all in for it.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. And right, I'll work out which one the intro is. I might just go with the normal outro. Sorry, and we'll see you all later. Take it easy, guys.
Peace.